Hello everyone, my name is Inegben. Happy New Year and welcome to 2026. So I have quite a few things I want to share with us that we've been able to do so far at Inegben Academy. So last year, we were able to get thousands of users to grace our platform across all the continents of the world, 100 plus countries. Now, the first program we are running this year is the Governance Risk and Compliance Program, GRC Program, which we've currently admitted over 1,700 cybersecurity and GRC enthusiasts. And via this program, we've had lots of improvements on our platform. So why are we doing this? Last year, we focused on practical, our design, cybersecurity programs and whatnot, right? Then we got feedback during the graduation of our GRC students sometimes in October last year. And one of the major feedback was that there was no assessment on the platform for them to test their theoretical knowledge. So what have we done so far in Inegben Academy? So since last year, November, we started working on the test features and the assessment features. It was perfectly perfected in December last year. And towards between the Christmas period and last week, we were able to create assessment for our modular courses on the GRC program, and we have deployed those tests and they are ready and they'll be going live this Friday, or let's just say it is live, right? Then another thing we did perfectly was the part of review. So apart from this assessment, let me explain the assessment in the whole full body. So how this assessment works is this. We have about 9 question types. So we have true or false, single choice, multiple choice, match, which is you have to match either by text, by image, whatever you are matching with. We have sorting, which means arrange these things in their order, either ascending or descending, however it is. Then we have fill in the blanks. Then we have theory. Yes, we have theory. So it means we can ask a question like, according to the OCEG Red Book, what is the C letter for, and explain the concept behind it. You would have to spell it out in details. Now, how does this affect the students on the long run? Now, in a lot of platforms that have this theoretical aspects to the assessment, students are always concerned about bias from instructors and the likes. And that is one of the reasons why we design ours in such a way that even after submitting your test, you don't have to wait for us to mark your theories before you know what you got, right? So it means immediately you hit the submit button, you get to see an option to view your assessment, what you answered. Then under each of those your theoretical responses, you would see aspects to click to view explanation. So you'd have seen the real answer to the question you answered even before your instructors, your program managers, your coordinators get to assess whatever you gave as a response and mark you. Why did we do this? Now, I was somebody who suffered what I would love to say the academic bias of a field academic system, where you get to see people get things that they shouldn't get, and those that should get what they should get would not get it. So I made up my mind that while building this system, that it's going to be in such a way that students get to know the answers even before the instructor see the submitted responses. So that is why we did this, to eliminate bias and to eliminate any corrupt practice. Now, aside from the assessment feature, what else did we do? Well, we did a lot, especially for this our first program. Now, having seen that we had a lot of applicants from across the globe, all continents of the world apply. This is the first time you're having people from Sudan, Sri Lanka, a lot of countries that I never ever thought that our platform would reach. So what did we do? To bridge the gap between the complaints that our last set gave us and this current set coming in 2026, what we did was, for every practical aspect of our GRC program, we provided templates, right? So it means if you're implementing ISO 27001, we've created a format or an Excel sheet or a template for you to implement with. So while you learn the standards, while you learn the frameworks, while you are also practicing as your instructor is training you, you have a template to implement with. Now, we provided templates and toolkits worth over 20 million naira in naira. I forgot to convert that to pounds and dollar. If you are watching this, you can do the conversion to our incoming students. Now, why are we doing this? it's not because we have the resources or because we have the means. It's because one of the things we see from third world countries and even second world countries, even first world countries, is the fact that not everybody who wants to come into this line of career path that have the resources to actually get templates, sheets, questionnaires, all of these things, right? Access to tools. So that is one of the reasons why we provided these templates for people to use a lot, and to also help businesses. So this is the part where if you're a business owner, you want to work with us at Inegben Academy. Why do you want to work with us? Now, we've also did a survey. We spoke with a lot of small businesses, right, towards the end of last year and early this year. So why are a lot of small businesses not compliant? They don't even understand the aspect and the importance of compliance. They think compliance and legal setup are the same thing. No, they are not the same thing. Lawyers are not compliance officers. They are two different career paths entirely. So I think we'll start creating series more on this to educate business people that the fact that you set up your legal structure does not mean that you are compliant with frameworks, regulatory body and stuff, right? So that is a problem. Two, we found out that small businesses can't afford to pay for a lot of these templates, get access to this and that, tools and stuff, before then hiring, then paying for trainings and stuff. So we are offering an all-in-suite pack. So as a small business, if you work with us, right, we get to offer you training, you get access to our templates, you get access to our alumni network spread across almost every country you can think of, across all continents you can think of. So what does working with us give you? So let's say, for example, you are a Nigerian company, you need to implement NDPR. Now you are moving to cross-border, right? Or probably a fintech company, now you want to move to companies like UK, you want to implement other policies in the UK region. Or you are going to the US, you want to implement in the US region, or Canada. So when you are crossing to these multiple platforms or these countries, you would need to either get your compliance team to get familiar with their frameworks, or you need to hire an expert who has been implementing their frameworks there. What we do for you at Inegben Academy is that we have a pool of talents spread across all of this region. So each of our talents gets to support the other talents when companies are transitioning from one region to another. And that is one of the core parts we do in our practical implementation. In fact, one of the assessments they get to do in the practical module is to implement policies for a multi-national company, where they get to implement different framework. They assess the risk, they do the vendor risk management, the third-party risk management, they check their compliance, they check internal compliance, culture compliance, corporate fit, and all of this kind of stuff. Then they prepare case studies, presentation, advice, and adoption of AI, what are the regulatory framework, like the EU AI Act, right? Even the African Union has a regulatory framework that I just discovered as I was doing more research and working with the team, right? Then you also have the recent standard on AI, all of those things. So when you work with us, you get access to a community of trained professionals who are spread across almost every nook and cranny of the earth, who can implement almost any framework you can think of. And that is one of the things we have been doing and we have done so far. So to those just coming into Inegben Academy to learn governance, risk and compliance, we say welcome. To those that will be coming in to learn software development, we will make another video to tell you what we have in store for you. And until then, peace out.